If you're selling courses or digital products from South Africa, then you're probably familiar with the challenges of accepting payments on course platforms. Your local buyers want to see prices in Rands, and we want to see something that we trust, like PayFast or Capitec Pay or Yoko or whatever. And the same goes for your international buyers. Most of them don't even know what Rands are, so they just want to pay in their own currency using something they know. In our case, the easiest would be PayPal. So obviously this creates massive friction on your checkouts. And any friction at that point seriously affects your conversion rates. I'm willing to bet that your current checkout doesn't cater for both sides of the coin. So either your South African customers land on a dollar checkout and fall off, or your international customers land on a Rand checkout and get confused. Whichever the case, probably losing sales that should have easily been converted. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix that with Geo-Routed checkouts in CheckoutJoy. You set up your checkouts that are specifically tailored to convert your customers based on where they're from. This means showing them local currencies, translated checkouts to their local language, or showing them local payment options, and even adjusting the price for specific regions. You share this link with your customers, and CheckoutJoy automatically detects where they're from and sends them to the right checkout. So South Africans get a Rand checkout with PayFast, and everyone else gets charged in their own currency with PayPal. It only takes about 15 minutes to set up, and you don't need a Stripe account or an LLC or anything like that. You just need CheckoutJoy, an account with any of our local payment gateways like PayFast or Paystack or Yoko, and a PayPal account. So in this tutorial, we're going to set up a geo-routed checkout for Kajabi. I'm choosing Kajabi because it's one of the most popular platforms for selling digital products. But this also works for any of the supported platforms that we have on CheckoutJoy, like Thinkific or High Level or anything like that. So by the end of this video, you'll have a checkout link that converts for every customer, no matter where they're from. Let's have a look. All right, so let's get going. So this is what we're going to build today. So this is a geo-routed checkout flow in CheckoutJoy. It starts with a geo-router, so that's where the system picks up where your customer is from, and they route them to a specific checkout that is customized exactly for them. So in this case, a customer arrives on your checkout link, and they're from South Africa. They will go down the South African route to a checkout that is priced in Rands and shows PayFast as payment option. After successful purchase, they go to your thank you page. The same for customers from the EU. They will go down the EU route to a euro priced product. It's all linked to the same Kajabi product in the back. So, and when they're done, they go to the thank you page, and the rest of the world will go down this default route to a checkout in US dollars by default, but we're actually going to set up a multi-currency checkout so that Australians, Britain, Europeans, South America, Indians, they all see their own local currency. All right, so this is what we're going to build. Let's get going. All right, so let's walk through the setup. So I'm in my CheckoutJoy dashboard here. If you don't have an account, just sign up for a 14-day free trial. And the most important thing to set up first before we get to the checkouts is to connect your payment processors and to connect your Kajabi offers as products in CheckoutJoy. So I'm not going to show that as part of this tutorial. Check out the links below. There's step-by-step tutorials on connecting everything you need. It takes about 15 minutes and then you're done, and then it's time to set up the checkout. So for this tutorial, I'm going to use PayFast. Just going to quickly show you payment methods, but you can use any of the South African payment processes. We also have Paystack, and we also have Yoko available. And of course, you need to have your PayPal account connected as well. So we're going to do PayFast here. All right, so let's get going with the products. So I've already connected my Kajabi offers to CheckoutJoy. I'm quickly going to show you what's happening there. All right, so in Kajabi, I've got an offer called Become a Product Manager with ChatGPT, and this is linked to my products. So I'm assuming you already have this in Kajabi as well. And this is what we're going to sell. So we have one checkout in CheckoutJoy, but as you can see, I created 3 products. And this is because every product in CheckoutJoy is linked to the same offer, but you can customize the checkout for each of these products now specifically. So we'll have one for each of our routes in our router. So one for South Africans, one for Europeans, and one for the rest of the world. So here you can see under products in CheckoutJoy, I've got 3 products set up. So let's start with the Rands one. There's the price. You can see one's euro, there's one in US dollars, and there's one in Rands. So I'm quickly going to show you the Rands one. I just want to quickly show you how to set up a Kajabi offer. It's really easy. So in Kajabi, you have your offer here. And what we need, all you need to connect this offer to CheckoutJoy as a product is, of course, your webhook URL. So that's where you get it in Kajabi. And in CheckoutJoy, this is where we edit. There's a tab called Kajabi settings, and you just paste that in there and there. All right, so that's pretty much how you connect Kajabi to CheckoutJoy. Okay, so this is our South African product. It's 4,000 Rand. The price is already set up. Post-purchase redirect, the thank you page, that's already set up. Okay, so what we want to do is edit this checkout specifically. So there's a button there. There's also the 3 buttons to edit the checkout, or you can just click that pencil right over there. You go to the checkout edit editor. So this is what our checkout currently looks. This is what South Africans will check out with. Looks cool, everything's fine. So the most important thing to do here is your payment processor. So you will have the option to connect any of the processes that you've connected, but you want, because this will be for SAFAs, you only want a local processor. So it's not PayStack, I want to use PayFast. Okay, so you make sure PayFast is connected or enabled, and that's it. So obviously any of the other things that you want on the checkout you can customize. Testimonials, it's always cool. Countdown timer is always cool. Language, I don't know if you need to. Form fields if you want. Billing address, that's also fine. And if you want to edit your terms and conditions, whatever the case, you can do this here. So let's maybe edit and say I agree to the terms and conditions. Okay, so I've added billing address now. So you can see all the billing stuff is there. Purchasing as a business, so they can add their VAT information if they need to. I agree to the terms and conditions. Cool. So this is for South Africans. I think this one is fine as it is. Let's have a quick look at one of our other products. So let's again look for these ones. So that was our Rands one. Let's have a look at the Euro one. So it's pretty much the same concept. Everything is still the same. Kajabi settings is also exactly the same. So it uses the same Kajabi webhooks activation and deactivation. So the same product will be activated on Kajabi. For this checkout, I'm going to quickly click there just to edit the checkout for the Europeans. So this is a different checkout template. Just for interest's sake, you can select that at page settings. I'm also adding a new one, which looks pretty cool. So, but this is just the other one to show that it's a completely different checkout. Same with form fields. We've got business address enabled, but the difference here, of course, is the price. So this is 399 euros, and this has PayPal enabled. So that's under payment processes. PayPal is enabled. Okay, this is actually enabled by default now. Card payments. So what that means is our PayPal integration allows you to pay with credit card directly. So your customers don't actually need to have a PayPal account. They can just pay credit card as usual. One cool thing, because this is for Europeans, you can activate the automatic translation. So this is obviously by default, it's English. If you enable this automatic language translation, it will pick up where the customer is from and translate the entire checkout page. So French, someone from France will see it in French, etc. Okay, awesome. Okay, so this is our European checkout. Everything looks fine and dandy. Last one is our rest of the world checkout. Same concept. So that's the US dollar one. This is the rest of the world. Let's maybe just say rest. Okay, so that we know what's cooking. Again, it's linked to the same Kajabi product, The pricing, you see it's just US dollars. All right, and let's edit this checkout and see what it looks like. Cool, it's also the blue template. Obviously, you can change the colors as well. So under page settings, if that's not your primary colors, you just change it to whatever your brand color and accent color is. That will change the buttons, that will change the theme of this page, if you will. Okay, so for this one, so important, this one is for the rest of the world. So firstly, I want to edit the form fields. Obviously, I want to add the billing address so that it's consistent with the rest. Now, what's cool with this one is because this is for the rest of the world, you can still add multiple currencies. So if someone from Australia visits this page, they want to see the price in Australian dollars. If someone from the US, obviously US dollars. If someone from Britain want to see it in pounds. And so you can activate under language, currencies, and regions. There's a setting here called multiple currencies. So here you can enable a list of currencies that you want to show. Obviously, we don't need euro anymore because we have a specific checkout for the euro. There's Australian dollars, Canadian dollars, US dollars. Let's add pounds. What else? Maybe I can't remember if PayPal does rupees. I don't think so. So PayPal supports 25 currencies. There's a list, so just make sure that the currencies you select is actually supported by PayPal. But this is usually fine for major ones. Cool. You auto-convert the currency based on the customer's location, of course, and you round the totals to 0 decimals so that it looks nicer. Okay. Okay, so I think our checkouts are correct, are done. Cool. So what we want to do now is set up our geo-routed checkouts. So pretty simple. You go to checkouts, and on the top right, you see a button called Create. We want this guy, Geo-Routed Checkout Flow. It's pretty self-explanatory. So it takes you through a little wizard. So what we want to do now, of course, that we show you in the first section of the video, is have South Africans need to see the Rand price. People from Europe needs to see the European price, and the rest of the world should see our rest of the world US dollar price. So it's pretty simple. When the visitor is in South Africa, send them to, let's look for that guy. That's the Rand one. Cool. Let's add another rule. Sure. When the visitor is in the European Union, send them to, where's that guy? That one is our Euro product, and the default is everyone else goes to, this is our US dollar one. Bloop. All right, and the thank you page. So let's put in a thank you page here as a default so that everyone goes to the same thank you, but you can edit this so that everyone goes to a separate thank you page if you want that. Okay, I'm just gonna send it to my own page. Cool. What is our flow name? Let's do it Geo Flow Demo. All right. You can see as you edit the flow name, we generate a URL for you. You can change that. Obviously, we will check that this URL hasn't been taken. So GeoFlow demo, that's a fine URL to start with, I would say. Optional note, no. Let's create. Okay. Boom. That's about it. We're done. So this is your flow. The system is now created. The flow, there's your checkout link at the top. And because we've configured everything from the start, this is what we want. We're actually done. So the flow starts here. So the customer comes in, they're from South Africa, they follow the South African route, and here they go to become a product manager, 4,999. That's cool. On purchase success, go to the thank you page, which is at the moment my CheckoutJoy homepage. When someone comes in, they're from Euro, they go to the Euro route, they pay in euros, and they go to the thank you page. And lastly, anyone else in the world go to the US dollar. This is actually as easy as that. We publish, and you're done. So let's have a look at the checkouts. Okay, so you can click that link. It's correct. I'm currently in Cape Town, so I see the Rand checkout. It's 4,999. Everything is cool. Let's do it quickly. Why not? Sure, not as a business. Sure. No, I don't want to save that. Boom, checkout. PayFast. So this is 4,999. I'm not gonna do this, but you've seen this before. Google Pay, Apple Pay, everything you want. This is incredible. So the only thing now, so this is my live PayFast account, so I can't do a demo for this for 4,999, but I will complete payment. You know, your customer will complete the payment here, and after this, they will go to your thank you page. So it's as easy as that. I'm going to cancel this transaction. Yeah, sure. Oh, okay, back to CheckoutJoy. All right. So again, let's do the quick VPN test. So I've got my VPN here somewhere. Let's do. Okay, if you can see that one. All right, let's do a. Where do I want to go? Brazil. Why not? Okay, I'm connected. I'm now VPNing in Brazil. Sure. Move. There you go. And I'm just gonna refresh. So this is now the rest of the world option. So it's the same product. This is the checkout from in US dollars. And now if I can show you, I'm gonna change to Australian dollars. It does the conversion real time, and it will show you the price in Australian dollars. Same with Canadian. And that's it. And the same process. If you complete this, at the end of the day, the customer will be redirected to the thank you page. Just disconnecting my VPN there off screen, and if I refresh, I should go to the South African one again. All right, and that is it for our demo. So you've created a geo-routed checkout that takes your customers to different pages based on where they're from. We've created it, we've published it, and we have a live checkout link that you can now share with your customers. The last step, of course, is now to share that link with your customers. So if it's on a landing page or any of your call to action buttons, you just share that new checkout link with your customers and you are good to go. So in the back end, when payment is confirmed, CheckoutJoy will activate the customer on your Kajabi account automatically. They will grant them access to the offer that they've just purchased, and they will receive all the emails and welcome and everything you've set up in Kajabi as normal. Thank you for watching. If there's any questions, let me know in the comments, or you can reach out to us directly, and see you next time.